In life's journey, one of the most profound challenges we face is how to show our worth in relationships truly. We all crave to be loved, respected, and valued for who we are, not just for our achievements or appearances. But how do we make that happen? How do we convey our value in a world that often emphasizes the superficial? Imagine embarking on an adventure where you are the explorer, seeking to uncover your soul's hidden treasures and share them with those around you. To do this, you don't need grand gestures or flashy displays. Instead, the power lies in subtle, silent actions that speak volumes about who you are at your core. Inspired by ancient Stoic philosophy, these 9 silent actions are your map to cultivating more profound, meaningful relationships built on mutual respect and inner strength. This article will delve into these Stoic-inspired practices, revealing how they can empower you to show your true worth without saying a word. Whether you want to strengthen an existing relationship or grow into the best version of yourself, these lessons will guide you toward a life filled with genuine connection and self-respect. If this resonates with you, don't just stop here. Subscribe to our channel to explore more insights and wisdom that can help you navigate life's complexities with confidence and grace. Your journey to deeper connections and inner strength begins now. Lesson 1. Recognizing your true worth. Understanding your true worth is the cornerstone of forming meaningful connections and relationships. The ancient Stoics taught us to focus on what we can control, and our self-worth is entirely within our grasp. It's not about how others perceive you or the attention you receive. It's about how you perceive and value yourself. Imagine for a moment that you are a rare gemstone. Not everyone who passes by will recognize your value, but that doesn't diminish your worth. Your brilliance remains, even if it goes unnoticed by some. In life, we often face moments of rejection or inadequacy, especially in a world where comparison is the norm. However, Stoic wisdom reminds us that our worth is not tied to external validation, but is deeply rooted in how we carry ourselves, our principles, and our actions. Consider Marcus Aurelius' advice. If any external thing pains you, it is not this thing that disturbs you, but your judgment about it. This quote emphasizes that our worth is not defined by others' opinions, but by our judgments. Ask yourself, are you compassionate? Are you honest? Do you live by your deepest values? These are the qualities that define your true worth. Stoicism encourages deep self-reflection. It's not just about acknowledging your obvious strengths, but also about recognizing the unique, intrinsic traits that make you who you are. Embrace these aspects of yourself, and you'll discover an inner strength that is undeniable and unshakable. This inner strength makes you valuable, regardless of whether others see it. Lesson 2. Mastering the power of nonverbal communication. Nonverbal communication often speaks louder than words. It's a silent language conveying confidence, sincerity, and intent long before you utter a word. The Stoics understood the importance of actions over words, and this philosophy extends naturally into how we communicate without speaking. Imagine walking into a room and instantly sensing the mood, tension, excitement, or warmth, without anyone saying anything. This is the power of nonverbal cues. Our body language, facial expressions, posture, and even the distance we maintain from others can tell a story that words alone cannot. Stoics believed in maintaining composure and inner calm, which often translates into a confident and grounded presence. Standing tall, keeping your shoulders back, and maintaining steady eye contact are simple yet powerful ways to project self-assurance. These minor adjustments in your nonverbal communication can change how others perceive you and influence how you feel about yourself. Consider eye contact. It's more than just a social norm. It's a sign of engagement and interest. Avoiding eye contact can signal discomfort or disinterest, but maintaining eye contact shows confidence and attentiveness. Similarly, open gestures suggest honesty and openness, whereas crossed arms might indicate defensiveness or insecurity. These nonverbal cues can be crucial in relationships, especially in conflict or emotional exchanges where words may fall short. A gentle touch, a sincere nod, or simply being fully present can communicate understanding and empathy more effectively than words ever could. The Stoics emphasized living harmoniously with others. Mastering nonverbal communication is vital to this harmony. It's not just about what you say, but how you say it with your entire being. You create more precise, more authentic connections with others by aligning your nonverbal cues with your intentions. Next time you find yourself in a conversation, take a moment to be mindful of your body language. Are your gestures, posture, and expressions in sync with your words? When you bring this awareness into your interactions, you'll find that your relationships deepen, your connections become more meaningful, and you embody the Stoic virtues of honesty and integrity in every interaction. Lesson 3. Embracing the strength to walk away. One of the most empowering lessons from Stoicism is the ability to let go, not with indifference, but with clarity and self-respect. In relationships, this means recognizing when a situation no longer aligns with your well-being and having the courage to walk away. We've all been there, staying in a relationship or situation that we know isn't right for us. Whether out of fear of being alone, reluctance to face change, or simply holding on to the hope that things will improve, we sometimes cling to what no longer serves us. Stoicism teaches us that true strength lies in understanding what we can control and cannot. One of our most potent choices is to step away from situations that contradict our values and well-being. This doesn't mean giving up at the first sign of trouble. Relationships require effort, understanding, and time. However, knowing your worth and principles so profoundly is crucial that you're prepared to move on when something fundamentally goes against them. It's about having the inner resilience and the Stoic courage to say, I respect myself too much to settle for less than I deserve. Walking away doesn't have to be dramatic. Often, it's a quiet, deliberate choice, a peaceful realization that this path is no longer suitable for you. The future may seem uncertain, and letting go can be daunting. But remember, as the Stoics did, that facing life's challenges with bravery and accepting its uncertainties is where actual growth happens. By being prepared to leave what doesn't serve you, you create space for what does. It's like clearing out clutter to make room for something better. The entire dynamic shifts when you stay in a relationship out of genuine choice rather than fear or desperation. You're not staying because you have to. You're waiting because it aligns with your values and enhances your life. This mindset transforms your relationships and your approach to life. It empowers you to control your happiness and well-being rather than being at the mercy of circumstances or other people's behavior. And when you have the strength to walk away from what's not right, you open the door to possibilities that align with who you are and what you deserve. Lesson 4. Presenting yourself with authentic dignity. When we think of Stoicism, it's easy to imagine a stern, emotionless figure from ancient times, but that's a misconception. Stoicism isn't about suppressing emotions. It's about knowing where to direct your energy and how to present yourself with authentic dignity. In today's world, many people go to great lengths to impress others, changing how they dress, speak, or act to gain approval. But the true essence of self-respect doesn't lie in appearances or superficial gestures. It lies in how you carry yourself, your decisions, and staying true to who you are. Consider this scenario. You're observing two people giving a presentation. One is flashy, using grand gestures and complex words to captivate the audience. The other speaks calmly and confidently without any pretense. Which one leaves a lasting impression? More often than not, it's the person who is genuine and comfortable in their skin. This is the power of presenting yourself with dignity. For the Stoics, living with dignity meant living honestly, respecting oneself, and embodying one's values in every aspect of life. In relationships, this means not pretending to be someone you're not just to win someone over. If you love reading, embrace it. Let that passion shine through if you're passionate about a particular hobby. Authenticity is far more attractive and sustainable than any facade you could put up. Moreover, how you treat yourself sets the standard for how others treat you. If you constantly criticize yourself or compromise your values to fit in, you're signaling to others that doing the same is acceptable. However, when you respect yourself, value your time, and honor your principles, you naturally command the same respect from those around you. Remember, it's not about perfection. Nobody is flawless. It's about how you respond in moments of imperfection. Do you hold yourself with grace, learn from the experience, and move forward with your head high? That's the essence of presenting yourself with dignity, and it's a lesson that, when mastered, can transform not just your relationships but your entire life. Lesson 5. The silent power of setting boundaries. Setting boundaries is more than just telling people what you will and won't tolerate. It's about living those boundaries through your actions. Stoicism teaches us that true strength is shown not by words, but by the way we live our lives. And this is especially true when it comes to maintaining personal boundaries. It's easy to say, "I won't accept being treated poorly," but the real test comes when facing that situation. How do you respond when someone crosses a line? Do you compromise your values, or do you stand firm? The Stoic approach emphasizes that your actions, not just your words, define your boundaries and how seriously others will take them. Imagine you value honesty above all else, and someone in your life deceives you. The way you handle that moment is crucial. You could address the issue calmly, clarifying that dishonesty is unacceptable, or you might distance yourself from the person. Whatever action you take, this responds to and enforces your boundaries, not the initial declaration of your standards. Living your boundaries through actions requires a deep sense of self-respect and mindfulness. It's not about creating conflict or being confrontational. It's about quietly but firmly showing that your values are non-negotiable. Over time, as you consistently align with your principles, others begin to understand and respect your limits without you having to remind them constantly. Everyday situations often provide subtle tests of your boundaries. How do you react when someone cancels plans at the last minute, or when your time isn't valued? These moments may seem small, but they are where your boundaries are most often challenged. By responding in a way that honors your values, you reinforce your boundaries and demonstrate your commitment to self-respect. Stoic mindfulness encourages us to be present and aware of our responses, ensuring our actions always align with our beliefs. This approach strengthens your personal boundaries and deepens the respect others have for you. When people see that you don't just talk about your boundaries but live them, they'll know you are serious about what you stand for. Setting and maintaining boundaries is about consistently choosing actions that reflect your values. It's about quietly but powerfully showing that you respect yourself enough to enforce your limits. That is where true strength lies. Lesson 6. Nurturing a healthy skepticism. In the realm of relationships, it's easy to get carried away by sweet words and promises. But Stoicism offers a valuable lesson in maintaining a healthy skepticism, helping us see things as they are rather than through those colored glasses of hope and desire. This mindset isn't about being distrustful or pessimistic. Rather, it's about staying grounded and realistic, ensuring we don't overlook important signs in the heat of the moment. We've all experienced excitement when someone new enters our lives, especially when they say all the right things and seem perfect. But it's precisely in these moments of emotional intensity that a touch of skepticism can be our best ally. Stoicism teaches us to pause, observe, and consider. Are their actions consistent with their words? Are they showing through their behavior that they mean what they say? A healthy dose of skepticism isn't about doubting everyone you meet. It's about taking the time to truly understand who they are beyond their words. It's about watching how they act in different situations, how they handle stress, and whether they live up to the ideals they profess. Being mindful and observant allows you to see the whole picture, not just the parts that appeal to your desires. This approach protects you from getting swept away by emotions and helps you make more informed decisions about your relationships. It's a form of emotional self-care, ensuring you don't rush into commitments or trust someone too quickly without seeing the consistency in their actions. Moreover, this Stoic skepticism encourages you to remain true to your values and not to compromise them out of a desire to be loved or accepted. It empowers you to set a standard for the kind of behavior you expect from others and to be discerning about who you allow into your inner circle. Cultivating a healthy skepticism is about balancing your emotions with logic and reason. It's about protecting your heart while still being open to new possibilities, and it's about ensuring that your relationships are built on a foundation of genuine trust and mutual respect, rather than wishful thinking. By keeping your eyes open and your mind clear, you can navigate the complexities of love and connection with the wisdom and clarity that Stoicism offers. Lesson 7. The courage to say no. Saying no might seem simple, but in relationships, it can be one of the hardest things to do. Stoicism teaches us that true courage lies in staying true to our values, even when it means setting boundaries that others might not like. This lesson is crucial for maintaining your integrity and ensuring that your relationships are built on mutual respect. In any relationship, there will be moments when you're asked to do something that doesn't sit right with you. Whether it's moving too fast, compromising your principles, or stepping outside your comfort zone. It's easy to go along, especially if you care deeply about the other person. But Stoicism reminds us that saying no is not just about rejecting a request. It's about affirming your self-respect and staying aligned with your beliefs. The fear of losing someone or causing tension can make it tempting to say yes when you want to say no. However, Stoicism teaches us that it's far better to face that fear than to compromise your values. When you say no confidently, you're not just setting a boundary. You're showing that you value yourself and your principles more than the need for approval or the fear of conflict. This doesn't mean being rigid or unyielding. It's about knowing where your limits are and having the courage to enforce them. Saying no when something goes against your values is a powerful act of self-respect, and it sends a clear message to others about what you will and won't accept. Moreover, when you say no with conviction, you often gain more respect from others. It shows that you're not afraid to stand up for yourself and that you're serious about living in accordance with your beliefs. This can actually strengthen your relationships as it sets the tone for mutual respect and honesty. Ultimately, the ability to say no is about staying true to who you are. It's about making decisions that reflect your values, even when difficult. By practicing this Stoic principle, you ensure that your relationships are built on a foundation of integrity and respect, and that you remain true to yourself no matter what. Lesson 8. Letting actions speak louder than words. In a world of promises and charming words, it's easy to get swept up by what people say. But Stoicism reminds us that words are fleeting. Actions reveal a person's character and intentions. This lesson is particularly crucial in relationships, where words are too familiar to create illusions that actions fail to support. Think about it. Anyone can say the right things, make grand promises, or paint a perfect picture of the future. But how often do those words translate into meaningful actions? Stoicism teaches us to look beyond the surface and focus on what people do, not just what they say. This shift in focus allows us to see reality more clearly and avoid the disappointment that often comes from trusting words alone. We've all encountered someone who talks a good game but doesn't follow through. They say they'll be there, but when the time comes, they're nowhere to be found. They make commitments but fail to keep them. It's easy to cling to their words, hoping they'll eventually match their actions, but Stoicism advises us to stay grounded and observant. The truth is, actions reveal the genuine intentions and priorities of a person far better than words ever could. When you start paying more attention to your actions, you set a higher standard in your relationships. You're not just listening passively, You're actively observing and evaluating whether someone's behavior aligns with their promises. This approach demands that others prove their worth through consistent, reliable actions, not just charming rhetoric. This isn't about becoming cynical or distrustful. It's about being wise and protecting your emotional well-being. By focusing on what people do, you empower yourself to make better decisions about who you let into your life and who you invest your time and energy in. You begin to see relationships for what they are rather than what you wish them to be. Ultimately, Stoicism teaches us that actions are the objective measure of character. By holding yourself and others to this standard, you create more robust, authentic relationships where trust is built not on empty words but on solid, dependable actions. Lesson 9. Embrace your worth, never chase. One of the most empowering teachings of Stoicism is the principle of focusing on what you can control and letting go of what you cannot. This lesson is particularly vital in relationships, where the urge to chase after someone who is pulling away can be both tempting and destructive. Stoicism guides us to recognize our own worth and to understand that chasing after someone not only diminishes our self-respect, but also goes against the very essence of valuing ourselves. Imagine this scenario. You're in a relationship that seems to be going well, but suddenly, the other person begins to distance themselves. The natural instinct might be to chase after them, to try and close that gap, to restore what once was. But here's where Stoicism offers a different perspective. The Stoics would ask, why invest energy in something beyond your control? Why sacrifice your dignity and peace of mind by pursuing someone moving away? Chasing after someone who isn't reciprocating your efforts is like trying to hold onto water. It slips through your fingers, leaving you empty-handed and frustrated. Instead, Stoicism teaches us to stand firm in our self-worth. If someone is pulling away, let them go. It's not about being cold or indifferent. It's about recognizing that your value isn't dependent on their attention or approval. You cannot control their actions, but completely control how you respond. This mindset requires strength and self-assurance. It's difficult to resist the urge to chase, especially when emotions are involved. But by doing so, you reclaim your power and reinforce your self-respect. The fear of losing someone no longer drives you. You're guided by the knowledge that you deserve to be valued and appreciated for who you are. When you stop chasing and focus on yourself, your growth, your happiness, your passions, you send a clear message. You value yourself too much to waste time on those who don't. This shift in focus not only brings you inner peace, but also attracts the right kind of people into your life, those who recognize and respect your worth. Stoicism teaches us that true power lies in knowing when to let go. By embracing your self-worth and refusing to chase after those who don't see it, you cultivate a life of dignity, respect, and genuine connection. Conclusion. As we've explored, the journey to showing your true worth in relationships doesn't require grand gestures or eloquent words. Instead, it's about embodying the timeless lessons of Stoicism through silent, decisive actions. From understanding and embracing your intrinsic value, to presenting yourself with dignity, mastering nonverbal communication, setting and living by your boundaries, and having the courage to walk away or say no when needed. Each of these steps is a reflection of your inner strength and self-respect. These Stoic principles aren't just theoretical ideas. They are practical tools that can transform your relationships and your life. By focusing on what you can control, staying true to your values, and allowing your actions to speak louder than words, you create a life where you are truly valued for who you are. You cultivate relationships based on mutual respect and genuine connection, not on superficial approval or fleeting emotions. Now, it's time to put these lessons into practice. Reflect on how you can integrate these silent actions into your daily interactions. Start small, be consistent, and watch your relationships evolve into more profound, meaningful connections. Remember, the key to lasting change lies in the actions you take, not just the intentions you hold. If you found value in these lessons, and you're ready to continue growing on your journey of self-discovery and relationship building, we encourage you to subscribe to our channel. By doing so, you'll gain access to more insights and guidance rooted in Stoic wisdom, helping you navigate life with greater confidence and clarity. Thank you for joining us in exploring Stoic principles and their impact on our relationships. Your journey towards a life of deeper connections and inner strength is just beginning, and we're here to walk it with you. Stay true to yourself, keep embracing your worth, and continue to cultivate the qualities that make you uniquely valuable. Until next time, stay wise and robust in your Stoic journey.